Hey everyone. Today we're going to be making a manual parameter in OnPing. Manual parameters are used for a lot of different things in OnPing, including creating events for event tables, or to set up things like dispatch callouts, to set up thresholds or set points for alarms. So they're a very useful parameter type. We call them a manual parameter because they don't actually come from any particular device. Instead, these parameters live on lumberjacks. To make a manual parameter, first you have to pick a lumberjack that you're going to want to make a manual parameter on. In my case, I've already got one pre-selected. And then you have to have access to this driver link page, which if you don't have, ask your admin to give you access. And then you should have a link that says something like add a manual entry parameter, or maybe single well parameter if you're an oil and gas customer. In my case, I'm going to make one in our oil and gas demo site. So to do this, you make a new location. I'm going to give it a name. By convention, we often call these locations for manual parameters SCADA data because they're parameters that you can only see in the SCADA system. Again, they don't have an existence in an external device. The URL is going to be the lumberjack ID. And I just copied this down from the lumberjack itself. Company's plot demo, site like I said earlier, oil and gas site, group plot demo users in my case. I don't have any lots and longs, but if you did, you could put those in here if you want to use it in a map. Then click add. All right, so now I've added a spot to add parameters, successfully saved. This is a very common pattern in OnPing. So you have some driver, you add a particular instance of that driver to a particular lumberjack, and when you're done, you then go to the control page to add the actual parameters. So the control page for a single well manual or a manual entry parameter looks like this. You can add it to your dashboard by clicking Edit Dashboard, plus Widget, going to your different controller types. And in this case, it would be a manual controller, and it'll look just like the one above it. Of course, I don't actually need it, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. All right, so let's go find the entry that we just made. Here it is. Notice that there are no parameters in it. I'll go ahead and make one. So like I said, there are a couple different things that you might want to use these for. A couple of really common ones are set points for alarms that only exist in the SCADA system. Events that you want to use to either set up some other dispatch or process, and then also targets for control parameters. So in our case, I'll make a set point. So we'll call this pressure threshold, and I'll give it a value of 5.0. Save. Okay, so the parameter is saved. Let's see, what's a good example of using it here? We'll go to our info table section, and I have a value here, but I'll go ahead and add it in as the set point. Click Edit Table Contents on my custom table. Under my set point graph, click PID, click here and click PID. And then go to oil and gas demo, SCADA data, and there's the parameter we just made. Update, save. Okay, so now I have a parameter that is in my table. Again, we look at what that looks like. So what's something we could do with it? Well, one thing is you can use it to trigger an event. So let's go ahead and click Edit Dashboard again, and we'll add an event table so you can see that happening. Plus widget here, add. We'll go ahead and add an event. So an event in OnPing just simply means a value being saved to OnPing's historian. So any value that's saved to the historian, once it's saved, that counts as an event, and the time of the event is the time it was saved. Confirm that this is the parameter I want. And then how many of these do I want? We'll show the last 10 events. And let's see, I want to show the result. And last update time and date. That sounds great. Example manual parameter. And then we'll go ahead and save and exit edit dashboard. Okay, so I got my pressure threshold and it's updating here. So let's see what happens when I do this. Let's write it. Let's change the value to 6 from 5. Right. And then whenever I refresh, now I've got 6 and 5. I can write again. Right. Refresh. 5, 6, 7. And that's pretty cool. If I want some feedback that's a little bit quicker, the table doesn't have instant feedback. Let's do edit dashboard again. I'll add a little HMI widget to it. Sure, 16 by 9 is always a good size. Do a little label here. Make it nice and big. And grab our same parameter again. There it is. Kind of ugly. Color. Let's give it that color. Guess you should make the text color and the background color the same, huh? Let's try again. Maybe we'll make it transparent. Well, probably should click on use transparent. There we go. All right, so now I should have a 7. Go ahead and save it. There's my 7. Put it nice right in the middle here. 7. Save changes. Go ahead. Save again. Exit edit dashboard. Let's see if this works. All right. Do it 8. My number pad isn't working. Do an 8 over here. 8. Then I can, oops, I need to do that. Should just be able to keep doing that. 9, right, 9. So I think that's a nice example of how to make one of those parameters in a couple of use cases for them. You can also trend those parameters just so you see they're fully featured members of OnPing. So they work just like any other parameter in OnPing. So here we have 6.25. Just change my threshold here so you can see all of the ones that I've made. There we go. 7, 6, 7, 9. Yay. Here they all are. Here it is coming into existence. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to show for today. Thank you so much and see you again soon.